Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Fussy Cut Crafts. I'm Adrian. I have been away for a while. Nothing really huge. There was not really like a huge reason for my little break or whatever. Um, I guess I just needed some time. And then, oh boy, last week was kind of rough. Sunday, today is Monday. Um, Sunday was kind of rough. Um, but I am back to do some harvesting. That's Kima. Please don't get your fluff on my straw for my coffee, please. Um, I'm back to do some harvesting, and I've got two Vogues here. This is one. This had I don't know what happened to the cover. It had Adele on the cover. They're both Vogue. This one is from September 2024, and this one is from, let's see, is it March or May? March of 2016. This one without the cover. So let's start with the old one. And start. Let me put that someplace else. I'm going to end up with a pile of papers. Um, let's go ahead and start going through this. I hope everybody has been doing well. December, am I right? it's been it's insane that we're already at the end of 2025 basically. Hmm. I like her face and these patterns. So I think I'll take both of those out. Oh boy, I wasn't expecting the whole spine to come off. There. Um I have not decorated for Christmas in quite some time. Um in I think it was 2021, I used like some really brightly printed, really brightly colored cardstock to make a paper chain, and I put that up in the little alcove where my living room windows are. And that has been my only Christmas decoration since, with the exception of a Christmas, like a, well, I don't know what it's made of, but it's a metal kind of bronze looking Christmas, like reindeer with a little Christmas bow on it that I got from my mom's place. I've had that up since I got it from her place. Um, I don't know. I think I'll leave those shoes. So those are my only Christmas decorations. I have at times cut out paper snowflakes and put those up on my ceiling or something like that. But I haven't I haven't even done that in at least a couple of years. Um, I don't know. Christmas decorating just does not decorating just does not feel like a thing for me anymore. What are your thoughts? Are you guys like all in on Christmas decorating still? Does it help you get in the mood? Does it feel like it's more work than it's worth? Especially since unless you're one of those people who puts decorations up like after Halloween and your decorations are up for like 3 months or 2 months or something like that. I could see that being worth definitely feeling like it's worth the effort if you're leaving stuff up forever. But if you're only leaving things up for a month, a couple of weeks, just doesn't that just doesn't do anything for me, you know? I've got all my decorations are in my basement. I've got a little tree that's pre-lit down there. Um, haven't put that up in years, probably since 2018 or something like that, maybe. And of course, the problem with the tree was that one of my cats, Tux, liked to jump on it and jump in it and climb up it and everything. And so I'd put the tree up, it'd be fine. And then I'd go to bed or wake up, the tree would be on the floor. So I went from putting the tree up and putting a lot of decorations and things on it. I like this picture of Bette Midler. don't see her a lot anymore. Well, what's on the other side? Yeah, I don't necessarily need that. She's everywhere. So I went from, you put the tree up, you put all kinds of decorations on it, to I put it up and I don't put my standard decorations on it because I don't want anything to break. So I think I think I had paper snowflakes, but I had bought them. They were gold or something like that. That I put on. I like all these flowers and stuff. I'll take all those out for that. Um, so I had, the paper snowflakes, the gold paper snowflakes that I bought that I used as decorations, along with the lights that were already on it, of course. And then, of course, because Tux would jump into the tree and everything, those would get had started to get ripped or whatever. So then I made my own paper snowflakes and put them on the tree as decorations, and those didn't fare any better. So then I was just putting the tree up by itself with the lights, which was fine. The little lights are, I like a little. They were just those white lights, and those are pretty on their own. And I went from that to just like, never mind, never mind. And I don't feel anymore like putting it up or putting anything up now. I kind of like this. I like the patterns in all that lace. Ooh, I think I have to sneeze. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a person who gets in the mood for the holidays anymore, even though I have been watching since last Thursday. No, Thursday before last, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. I have since Thanksgiving been watching Hallmark Christmas movies almost nonstop. I got a Black Friday deal for Hallmark Plus, which is their own streaming service. Um, so you can watch all the stuff on there. You don't have to tune in when they first debut or whatever. Everything just goes up on Hallmark Plus after it airs on the regular channel. I like the weird pattern there. I don't know what I'll do with that. Do I leave that in there or take it out? I'll leave that in there for now. I have so many loose pages of stuff just sitting around waiting to be used. I guess I'll take one of these pages out, and then if I feel like I need more, I know where they are. Man, there's a lot of these. Maybe this one too. Yeah, I like the one that kind of goes all the way. So I'll try that one too. Great patterns there. Those aren't bad. Not as showy. It's a lot of patterns, a lot of bright patterns in this particular issue. I like all of that. I'm just not. I don't know if it's because I'm just older or if it's like just a seasonal depression thing, and I don't actually really feel depressed. Not typically or specifically during this time of year, but it just doesn't that feeling of the magic of Christmas or whatever that you have when you're a little kid. That just did not stick with me. I like all of that. I think I'll take the skirt, and then I can also take some of that blue dress. Whatever doesn't. Yeah, I'll leave that one. Yeah, but that magic of Christmas thing that you feel when you're a kid, I'm sure there are some adults who manage to still feel that, even though, adults are the ones who make make sure Christmas feels magical for kids. If you weren't doing all the Santa and decorations and baking special stuff or whatever. If adults weren't doing all that stuff, I don't necessarily know that kids would feel like the this time of year was it's magical anyway. Um, but I'm sure there are so I mean, are you an adult who feels like the Christmas season is magical somehow? Because it's all just regular days to me. It's all just still trying to get through the days, trying to get enough work done. I really like those letters. I've got so many letters, but I do like those. I kind of like that, but it's so close up. I don't necessarily know. I don't know. I'll take it out anyway. What's on the back of that? Yeah, it's nothing. Um, so let me know. Are you an adult who feels like the season is magical, even though you're the one who has to make the magic? Um, and have you decorated if you're going to decorate, or are you kind of like the? Do I want to take out the whole page just to take out the star? I don't feel like it. Huh, I definitely. This is weird. I feel like I used her. Well, I guess I could have already taken some. I know I for a fact I used her face, but it was basically a full page image. So I must have, without remembering, taken some pages out of this already. I kind of like that. I like the pattern there. This is definitely one of those cases where I could pretty much do something with every page because there are so many patterns and good close up faces. I wonder if this smells anymore. Oh, yeah, it does. That's fascinating. It's 9 years old and it was already open too, and it still smells good. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm just not, even though I'm watching all these Christmas movies and a lot of them have been quite pleasant. I used to be really big into the Hallmark movies. Um, I'd say from like 2018 to like 2022 or so. And then they started getting on my nerves, so I stopped watching them. But then I thought since I got that Black Friday deal for the streaming service, and it's only with the deal, it was 99 cents a month for 3 months. And I'm like, I'll pay 99 cents to like binge a bunch of these, to binge the new ones, and I'll be able to go back and watch the ones I loving from previous years. I'm like, I can do that. And if it gets on my nerves or whatever, I can just cancel it. No big deal. But I'm actually enjoying most of them. And I'm definitely liking going back and watching the ones that I liked from earlier. Um, but it's not like I just don't have, I like her eyes. I'm just not having I just don't think feeling the Christmas spirit, quotes, quote unquote, um, if it's anything beyond like, oh, be kind to your fellow man, which by the way, we should all be doing all year round whenever possible. Anything beyond that, I'm just not feeling it. It just does not, being an adult is just not, does not feel special. Does not, being an adult does not lend itself to Kima, my goodness. No, 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 no. You're a little too active right now. Um, being an adult just does not really lend itself to life feeling special because there's just I feel like you have to work really hard for things to not feel sort of like drudgery because there are so many things to take care of. And I have been taking care of a lot of stuff lately, especially in October and November. I think I already told you guys I basically paid for the trips I'm taking next year. One, I still have a couple of payments on, but the flights are taken care of, the hotel's taken care of. I still need to figure out how I'm getting from the airport to the hotel because it's quite a distance, and there isn't like a shuttle. or a train necessarily that automatically goes from the airport to the hotel, so I have to figure that out. Um, but aside from that, those are basically paid for. And I've gotten a few little things to make packing and the trips themselves easier over the past few months. I think I've got at least a couple of more things I need to get because I haven't gone anywhere at all since 2019, and that was also the last time I flew anywhere. So it's been quite a while since I've been on an airplane. Um, and now, of course, in 2019, I didn't really have to worry about this so much, but now I have to worry about making sure I don't get a blood clot in my leg or whatever. One of the flights is really long. So I'm going to definitely, I already have, support hose, but I guess I'll take those. I'll wear those. I have two different kinds. So I think that's probably already taken care of. But, there's just like things to think about now that I didn't have to think about in 2019, the last time I went anywhere. I kind of like her, but yeah, I'll leave it. Um, what else have I done? And just in November, in like the last 2 weeks of November, I got a bunch of work done on my car, including getting tires. I got my new driver's license and the new tags for my car. I had my carpets cleaned, which meant that I had to clear up a lot of stuff on the floors, which included my magazines. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I actually put up a post on YouTube. Because I had to clear out all my magazines, I went ahead and did kind of a crazy thing and counted them because I wanted to see how much collecting I had done over just the past couple of years. Like literally, I started this paper crafting thing in earnest in the summer of 2023, which is around the time, and probably in the fall of 2023 is when I started collecting magazines for images and stuff like that for art journaling or glue booking or whatever. Um, and I have amassed an insane collection. And most of these are modern magazines. I didn't start by going back and trying to get vintage magazines or anything. And let me tell you, since I had to remove all these magazines so that they could like get under, so that the guy, when he was cleaning my carpets, could fully get under the couch and get under the coffee table and under some other stuff. I put everything on my bed and I went ahead and counted all my magazines, including all the magazines I had harvested but not thrown away yet, just in case I wanted to pull out more images or give some of the images away or whatever. Guys, um, I literally have a house full of magazines. I have, well, I've actually given some away now, which is good. I had over 500 magazines in this house. Over 500 magazines in this house. I could never, even if I were collaging or glue booking or whatever, art journaling, junk journaling, if I was using images for a straight 2 hours a day, I don't think I would ever be able to get through 500 magazines on my own. So what I did on, I think that was, well, not this past weekend, not like yesterday and Saturday, but the weekend before, we got some snow, and not so much that I should have been snowed in, but I also didn't have any ice melt, so I could, and it was really cold, so I couldn't really go anywhere because it was too melty and stuff. It was too melty and slick, so I didn't want to bother with that. But this weekend, I actually took a bunch of magazines to one of the craft reuse stores that I've been going to. I like that dress for the pattern. Um, yeah, that's too much. Well, This is so slick though. I don't even know. This is really way thicker than even when you get ads at the beginning of the magazines now, and they're made of that thicker paper. This is thicker than that even. I don't even know if like my punch any of my craft punches would go through this. I guess I could try though, because those make some interesting like flowers or whatever. Um, so I gave a lot of them away, and I started yesterday putting together a box to sell some magazines to half price books. And I might actually take some of my books in there too. I really like the pattern on those shoes. I wish they were bigger, so I'm not going to mess with that. They're too small right now. Um, so I am truly actually starting to get rid of things, but my bed is still covered in my bed is still covered in magazines and books basically. Because I'm trying to just go through stuff. Ooh, I love that. I think I'm gonna start a whole book just of sunglass sunglass images. Man, I like that too. I wish that weren't on the back of this. Let me see. Oh, that's it. So I'll go ahead and take those. Well, do I need both of them though? No, I don't need both of them. Just this one. Um, I like all those little pictures, so I'll take that out. Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm actually starting to really get rid of stuff. Like I said, I started another box so I can sell some magazines to half price books, because they do resell magazines. And I realize I probably won't get much for them because I think they sell them for $2 each. That's actually where I got um this Vogue from 2016. Um do I want her eyes and mouth? Maybe. I do love those old Maybelline ads. I don't think they do these ads anymore like this. And there's that. More shades like that. And there's another one. Let's see, take that and this. So I'm just I guess I'm trying to love Gwen Stefani. I guess I'm trying to figure out always just how to make life feel special, how to feel excited about stuff, because honestly, shades, even though I'm thrilled about taking these trips, um I'm not excited right now. Like there's too much to kind of think about and do. I still have to figure out what's going to go. I still have to find a pet sitter who might have to be like just a stay in the house and pet sitter. Because one thing that happened this weekend is that Shakes, who's yeah, I guess avoiding me basically, which is fine. Um, I had to run him to the vet yesterday. Clearly, he was not feeling well. I had a hard time feeding him. He didn't want to eat at all yesterday morning, and then I think it was around 12:30, I finally just he was hanging out on the floor near the heating vent, and I finally just sat down and to see if I could make him eat, and he did. Actually, that's not accurate. He was sitting on my dining table. Um, which is sort of my whole art space here. Um, but I got him to eat, and then I went to the kitchen to make something to eat for myself, and I heard him let out a plaintive yowl, which is something he does not do, and that typically is not a good sign. Um, and my immediate thought was that he was probably dying. And so I started crying, and I was just sitting here petting him. And then I thought, okay, let me run him to the vet just to see what the deal is. And I definitely thought they were going to be like, oh yeah, well his organs are shutting down. He's got a growth somewhere. I was very afraid that I was just going to have to that I was going to end up losing like my third pet this year. Basically, is what I was afraid of. That is a lot of nudity. I wonder if they had them wear those modesty things so they weren't actually touching. I don't know. I think I would just feel uncomfortable. I would just feel uncomfortable. I think. I like that dress. I think I'll take that. Also, it seems like it would be cold. It would be really cold, wouldn't it? Like, what was the temperature in the studio when they took this picture? Because they're completely naked. Oh well. Let me see. Ooh, what's this? What's a painting? I like that. So I had to run him to the vet. More sunglasses, taking that. And I like this stuff on the other side though. That's weird. Mylar paintings. Huh. I don't know. I might take that instead. At least look that artist up. Um, I ran him to the vet. Got there about 2:30. Luckily, she thought it was just like he was in pain because his mouth is bothering him. Can't have his teeth pulled because he's got a heart murmur that the vet is too worried will like they won't be able to put him under anesthesia with the heart murmur without it killing him basically. So he's been on a steroid since September, I think it is, to try to help with the mouth issues with the inflammation. Um, so maybe even with that, it had gotten a little too bad. She's thinking. So she gave him an antibiotic to try to help with that, and gave me some pain medicine to give him. He now has two medications he's on, and oh, that's pretty. Of course, I try to. It's a liquid, thank God, and I tried to give him that medicine in his food this morning, and of course, he did not eat it. No, he did not. And, I tried to feed him in one spot. He got up and walked away. I left him alone for a few minutes, took care of some things, and then I followed him to the new location to see if he would eat there. He did just a little bit. He had just a little bit of the juice of the wet food, and then he got up and walked away again. So that's when I was like, okay, forget it. And unfortunately, the medicine needs to be refrigerated. So I didn't feel like I could just leave the plate out with the food on it. So I had to put the plate in the refrigerator, which means it's going to be cold when I take it out. And I don't know if he'll eat the food cold since he wouldn't even eat it when it was warm. I don't know. We'll see. That might end up being a wasted a wasted dose. Um, we will definitely see what happens with that. But this is definitely something he also needs to have to help cut down on any discomfort he's having because of his mouth. Um, so, assuming he will, you know what? I don't like this hair and I don't like those shades, so I'm leaving that. Assuming he is still with us when I take my trips, he might need somebody to be here 24/7. Which is going to cost a pretty penny, I'm sure. Something I did do in prep for the trip, I got a video doorbell with an extra camera, and I got two indoor cameras so I can monitor things while I'm away. Because especially if somebody is staying here, um, I'm gonna want to be checking in on that person, and I want them to know I'm checking in on them to try to help, hopefully, keep down any shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Who is this? Is that J Lo? I don't know. I kind of like it though. I like that profile. That shoe is crazy. I think I will also take that shoe. I like that big eyeball. I like that. Oh man, I like all this. I don't need all this jewelry. I got so many. I do like that big wing though. You know what? I can take. I can actually take this eye and her, and still get this wing. So that works out. So anyway, my point is that there's a lot going on. I like that. Um, but okay, I know where I was. I remembered. I remembered where I was, and I really like that. Um, I got cameras. I got cameras for outside of my house and inside of my house. Haven't set them up yet. There is a. They came with a free. I think a free 1 month trial for the like the monitoring, not the monitoring program, but the thing that will let you like hold on, like collect the recordings of whatever the the cameras capture and all that kind of stuff for a certain length of time. Otherwise, I think you can't like go back and look at stuff a month later or whatever. Um, so I think I might wait until close to the time when I'm leaving to actually set them up, because once you set the cameras up, that's when the trial subscription goes into effect. Especially if I'm going to be spending God knows how much money to possibly have somebody live here to like house sit in addition to pet sitting. Um, it'll be nice to save a little bit of money by just having that free trial for the whole camera thing. What else has been going on? I don't know about. I don't know how many of you guys are middle aged, but my body has been kicking my ass, and I have been trying. Another thing I did in November, I told my doctor that I was having leg pain again, even though I had physical therapy in early 2022. I was still doing those exercises, but those exercises and walking weren't helping the new leg pain I was having, which literally came up overnight. And I think it was early August and had not gone away at all. And nothing I did was making it any better. So she ordered more physical therapy for me. Is it just me? Why is this magazine so like long? Let me see. Oh yeah, interesting. Oh well, I guess that's the way they do Vogue now. And just because I was used to the newer Vogues, I hadn't really noticed it. I like that picture. I like the shades there. Who is this? Do we know who this is? I feel like this is some actress or singer or somebody I'm supposed to know. No idea. Okay. I'll take this one and I'll take this one. I've definitely seen this before. A weird hat that looks like a shoe on the head for Louis Vuitton. I kind of like that as a background. Oh, okay. Being middle aged. That's where I was. Aside from, the obvious, you know, occasional memory issues. Again, I like that as a background. My body has just been kicking my butt. I went to physical therapy. I started my new physical therapy in November. I had one appointment. It went very nice. I went to the same place I went before, which is connected to the hospital that my doctor is connected to. And it's in the same building, basically. It's actually in the same office. It's right next door. So I ended up having the exact same physical therapist. So she remembered some of the stuff from before, along with having, my records and everything. Um, and she figured out something. She was thinking that something had just triggered my lower back, which was leading to the pain in my legs, despite me walking and doing the exercises from last time. And so she came up with, I really like that. Miley, so much drama. I really like Miley Cyrus. Um, and she had me do Uh, three really simple exercises. And I tell you what, as soon as I left that office, I was literally walking. I wasn't even out of the office itself. I was walking toward the door and stopped because I realized that the pain in my legs for the first time in over 2 months was completely gone. And she gave me three of the simplest exercises to do. One is literally just like a backwards extension where you just lean back. One is leaning back just on your own, and the other one is leaning back like over a counter or something like that, just so you have some support for leaning backwards. And the other one is just an exercise where you tighten your stomach muscles, you tense your stomach muscles as you breathe. I tell you what, the pain in my legs was gone. It was a miracle. Now, as soon as I sat down in the car for a while, I think it was like 20 minutes or whatever, 20, 30 minutes until I got home. Now, I was stiff again when I got out of the car and starting to have some pain again. But being able to do those exercises and immediately feel relief, amazing. And before I left, I had set up my next appointments. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these pictures, but I love them. Yeah, I think I like this one more, a little bit more than that one, even though, do I like that better upside down? I'm not sure. Oh God, there's more. There's so many. I definitely like that. I've already decided, as a side note, talking about the travel thing, I am definitely going to Paris. I don't know when, but I think the next couple of years, Paris is going to be my next big trip. I need to leave this country. I need to leave this country as much as possible before something crazy happens and none of us are allowed to leave this country or whatever. Or none of us can leave the country because things are too messy or whatever. I need to travel is what I'm saying basically. So I had like almost immediate relief, and before I left the office, I had gone through and made all of my next point appointments. So I had scheduled, I think, 4 or 5 additional appointments for the like 5 weeks after that. And then 2 days later, the nurse from the physical therapy office calls me and tells me that insurance denied all of the other appointments. So they weren't going to pay for any, they weren't going to help pay for any other physical therapy. Um, no idea why that would have happened because again, this is the same physical therapy office I went to before, and they helped pay for it before all my sessions. Um, and the issue is basically the same. It's not a new injury or something. Maybe that's why they won't pay for it, because um it's not a new issue. It's just a reoccurrence of a previous issue. But I wasn't really annoyed. I mean, I was annoyed at the time when she told me that. And I asked her why they might have denied my claim for additional sessions, and she did say that it's possible that they'll pay for it if I go to a physical therapy place that's not associated to a hospital. So I think there's a place called Athletico or something like that, which has physical therapy, but it's independent. It's not related to any hospitals. So she was saying it's possible they might pay for it if I go someplace like that. Um, and at the time I was thinking, okay, whatever. I can't really do anything about it. It is what it is. Maybe I'll look into it, maybe I won't. But then what happened is last weekend we got that snow off and on from Saturday. So it was Saturday. Well, yeah, it started like in the hours of the early morning on Saturday. So like overnight. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I think a little bit Tuesday, but most of Tuesday there was no snow. Um, those few days when it was snowing, I was in so much pain. and my knees especially hurt so badly that I could barely lift my legs. I could barely, bend my knee and lift my knees. Um, and I thought, I just had this physical therapy appointment and was feeling so good for, you know, 5 minutes or whatever. And now I can barely move. And I think it was because, honestly, of the moisture in the atmosphere from the snow. Um, Now before it started snowing, I didn't really have any aching or anything like that. I like these pedals. But I think, yeah, I think that might have exacerbated it because Wednesday when I woke up, I was back to like a dull level of normal pain, which is a crazy thing to say, but that's where I was. It went from being excruciating and barely being able to move to, okay, this is unpleasant, but this is actually better than what I was dealing with before I had that one physical therapy appointment. Um, so I think it was the weather. And if my body is just going to be acting a fool every time the weather is bad, that's not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun at all. I don't know. They really did something crazy with the perspective in this picture because her hand, this one down here especially, but both of her hands look massive. I do kind of like that though. It's kind of crazy looking. So I like that as a background, something pretty big. It would have to be something pretty big, I think, to cover it, but I actually like both of those as backgrounds. Okay, so I'll take these out. So I, but okay, when I was in all that pain, I went from being kind of very zen about them telling me insurance wasn't going to pay for more physical therapy appointments to being really kind of angry about it and thinking, you know what, fuck them. I'm not going to jump through a bunch of hoops to try to find a physical therapy place where they will actually pay for my treatment when I am in actual legitimate pain. Um, just fuck them. I'll figure it out on my own. Um, so that's where I am with that. Luckily, like I said, it was a lot better on Wednesday after it had been about a day of not snowing. So hopefully I can keep it there. I don't even know what this is. Is this a top? Is it that? Is it that? Maybe? I like the way it looks. Might be a good one for the craft punch. I have so much stuff laying everywhere, guys. Still. Yeah, I guess it is the top. I guess I'll take that one too. There's always the Rihanna of it all. So I am just, like I said, as always, trying to figure out ways to just not have life feel like drudgery, to get things done, but not put too much pressure on myself. Um, I really like that. I just like how is this Zendaya? Zendaya? I still don't know how to say some people's names. I like her face though. Put that there. I like that, and I like that. Oh, it's a lot. Middle age is a lot. And one thing my physical therapist told me, um, because I had asked her, she said that, she thought my back and not having a strong enough core were had led to the problems with the pain in my legs. But I did ask her, I said, so you don't think maybe it could be arthritis? And she literally told me that everybody past the age of 30 has arthritis. Literally everyone. She didn't say most people. She said, honestly, everyone past the age of 30 has arthritis. And I'm like, what? That is so young. But that's how quickly our bodies start breaking down. which led me down, my cynic's path, which is, a constant. Okay. Hmm. Nobody cares about Victoria's Secret anymore. Isn't that correct? I know I don't. Um, like that and this. Don't mind that either. I guess I can put that over here and do those there, like for backgrounds, maybe. We'll see. Um, but it's just crazy to me that 30 is when our bodies start saying fuck it. No matter how well you're taking care of yourself or how well you're eating, how much you're exercising. Um, it's just crazy to me that that's the thing that happens. Do I want that? I think I might want that just as a pattern. That's a lot of sequence. Um, so yeah, as I said, that kind of led me down cynic's road of, well, why do we do any of this if that's if our bodies are just giving up on us starting at 30? Why are we going through all these things to try to stay active and stay, you know, physically fit or whatever you want to call it, when our bodies just say no, no, you're supposed to be starting to die now at 30. Um man, my brain, guys, I really have to, it takes a lot for me to, and I mean that didn't that thought didn't depress me or anything. It was wild. Just wild to hear that an age as young as 30 is like the beginning of the end, sort of. Um so yeah, it takes a lot for me to not let thoughts like that just really drive me down. Luckily I'm a lot better at having those thoughts and not letting them completely stop whatever slight momentum I do have than I used to be. Um, she looks real. She does not look real. Something about her face looks like a mannequin. Can you see that? As opposed to this lady. She looks real. This lady does not look real to me. Don't know what that's about. Uh, these, I have to say, these guest ads usually don't have black women in them. So congrats to her. Let's rip her out just to commemorate the occasion. Let me see. So yeah, that was my last week. Um, Dealing with pain and my own pain and some cat issues, and we'll see if we can get this animal known as Shakes to inhale his new medication. Oh. And I mean, I'm really trying to um I'm still kind of trying to figure out, it's quite a bag. That's outrageously expensive. Bally. Yep, that's going to be outrageously expensive. Uh-huh. Free people. Do I want this? I might want this. Could use that to cut images out. Any double page like this is good for like envelopes and things like that. Demi Lovato. This. I've also just for the past, I like that, beat the heat. For the past couple of weeks, I've been having some pretty intense, what do I call it? To be delicate. Um, Tummy troubles. So that's another thing. that I've been having issues with. I've got my colonoscopy scheduled for February, so maybe they can give me some answers about what's been going on there. We'll see. That's another thing I'm nervous about because they said that they want somebody to, I need to have somebody to drive me home because they put you under for it, but they don't want you to have a ride share. So, this assumption that everybody just has some random person that they can force to take off work for an issue that is not their own is insane to me. Does that seem crazy to anybody else? Like we're all just supposed to have a friend or partner or relative that we can easily that we can easily force to take off work for an issue that is not their own medical issue. I mean, I understand theoretically that they want you in the care of someone while you're on your way home who actually gives a shit about you. And if it looks like something is going wrong, will take you back to the hospital or call somebody or stay with you or whatever. I understand that. But not everyone is going to have that. So I have to figure out. I'm either going to have to ask my aunt or my cousin, um, and see if that'll work. And I got to be honest, I really don't want to do that. My aunt just got a new job, um, so who knows how much time she has off anyway right now. Um, and I really don't want to ask her. And both of them live pretty far from me. They live near where my mom lived, which is like what a 30-minute drive on the highway on a good day. And of course I have to be at the place early in the morning. So I don't know. It's going to be a mess. Nothing is as easy as it's supposed to be, and this world is not put together for people who don't have a bunch of people just hanging around them all the time, um, who can do things for them. I guess I'm trying to say, which is annoying. Which is annoying. But it's again, it is what it is, and I'm gonna have to figure it out somehow. I am almost done with this one. Okay, apparently these are, aside from Blake Lively and Hugh Jackman, apparently there are other people in here who should be recognizable. Doesn't do anything for me. Either does that, or this, or that, that. I like this though. 8 models. Okay. Like those dresses. What's on the back? Okay. Oh boy. So I hope things are going well for everyone. Have you done your Christmas shopping? I actually, my mom was so difficult toward the end there. And I don't just mean the last like month or whatever. I'm talking about the last like 3 years, probably 3, 4 years. I would buy her Christmas gifts and Mother's Day gifts and birthday gifts. And then I'd go to her place and everything would still just be in the package I gave it to her in, like sitting in the middle of her kitchen floor. So I stopped buying stuff for her because she wasn't using it. And she was the only person that I bought Christmas gifts for on a regular basis by that point. So I don't Christmas shop. Um, which might be one of the reasons why I bought so many things for myself in the past couple of months. I've done a lot of craft reuse store shopping. I guess I could do hauls for that stuff if you guys want to see what I got. One of the things I've been buying more of is um, cigar boxes because they're really nice looking. They're wooden usually. Um, and despite the fact that I hate smoking and hate smoke, they do smell good. Like that cigar smell on its own without any smoke, just a little bit of it smells kind of good. So they smell good, and it's a good place to put images because I think I'm going to have to take my images out of the binders and folders I have them in because it's just a lot easier to rifle through stuff if you have them in a box like this. And as you can see, I've already started using them. Um, and it's a lot easier to just go through it and pick out stuff as opposed to trying to put stuff in pockets and folders and stuff. Uh, so I've been doing a lot of that. But what I'm really trying to do is fully, actually, for real, commit to um, not doing shopping that I don't need to do. Now, when I've made it through a week so far. At the end of November, I stopped buying stuff, and I've been writing it on my calendar to you know, try to motivate myself. Like, look at all those days in a row where I didn't buy anything. So I got like a full week, and then on Saturday, I took the magazines in. I donated those magazines to the craft reuse store, and I did spend $5. But first of all, $5 is not a big deal. And also, I spent $5 in actual cash money. So, very easy to keep track of. And I just wrote that on the calendar. I don't feel bad about it. And I went back to not spending money on stuff I don't need to spend. Sunday, I just spent, it was like 400 something dollars for the vet visit for Shakes. Plus, finally picked up Rudy's ashes, and that was another like 200 something dollars because they did not charge me for uh the full process when I was in there, when I took him to that appointment and unexpectedly had to put him to sleep, which was not fun, but it is what it is. So I finally paid for that and picked up his ashes as well on Sunday. um I do not know what's happening here, but I like that. Okay, something about skin, something about glass skin, glazed donut skin, dolphin skin, vampire skin. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of that. What's happening there? I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Um, is that a sheer dress with a yeah, sheer dress with a some sort of built-in panty or something? I don't know. That's crazy. I like that. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we'll see. I like the drama of that in the photo, but I wish it was a different color. Not crazy about just that plain putty color. Almost done here, guys. And I definitely have more Vogues. Kind of like that purse. That plate would be good. I could cut that out. Do I want to do that? I think I'll leave those. And that's it. I think that's basically it. Don't feel like I need that. I do like her. Yeah, I like her face. Cut that out. Dumb shoes. Oh, okay. It's Sha'Carri Richardson. I think I'll cut that out. I'm not crazy. The way her hair moved here is weird, but you know, can't control something like that when you're running. I have to cut her features out again. And I think, wow, this just keeps going. Every time I think I'm done, it just keeps going. Do I like that enough to cut it out? Yeah, I will. It's easy enough. I do like that pattern. I think I'll cut that out too. I swear to God, this magazine just keeps going. Wow, this is the longest run of images I think I've ever seen for anything Olay. It's like 7 pages and still here, and we're still not at the end of the magazine. I kind of like that, whatever this pattern is here, like a bench or a chair or something, I think maybe, because it kind of curves down there. So I like that. And finally, at the end of the magazine, it's like 10, 15 pages just for Olay. It's fascinating. But that's it. Oh, I kind of like that. This would look good on a colorful background. I think I'm going to take that. And there we have it. 2 Vogues. Lots of stories about being middle aged and in pain and having weird stuff happening and not feeling the Christmas spirit. Oh, joy. Joy to the world, guys. Joy to the world. Okay, that is it for me. I hope everybody's doing well. I really do. I hope you have no knee pain. I hope you have no poopy problems. I hope all your pets are healthy. I hope you get to travel easily and with minimal expense and lots of joy. I hope you feel the spirit of the season. And I will be back later this week for real. I'm actually going to step away, try to feed the cat again, feed the outdoor cats, go to Target and pick up the stuff I ordered last night, but then didn't feel like picking up because I had been crying because of Shakes, even though he turned out to basically be okay. And so whenever I cry, I get a huge headache. And so I had a huge headache and then fell asleep and ended up not going back to Target to pick up the stuff. So I'm going to do all of that and then really for real come back and film another video of some sort so that I will have at least one more go up before the weekend. Everybody, enjoy yourselves. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you later. Okay, thanks for joining me. Be sure to do all the liking and subscribing and comment, and let me know how things are going for you. Okay, bye guys.